Dylan Phillip, Caitlin Martin, Lexi Deaton, and Mara Dykstra on the court as we get set for the opening tip here in the 119th edition of the Brawl of the Wild, and it's controlled by the University of Montana Griz, Lady Griz, and that's Matt Koenig, the leading scorer, controlling the action in the early going. Feeds it to Danny Barch. She's looking inside, no good. Finds MJ Bruno, one of the only two, Bruno and Barch, the only two have started every game for the Griz this year, off the mark, and we're heading the other way. Caitlin Martin to Morales.
Montana has their hands full with all the offensive weapons for this Montana State team.
Addison Harris, another true freshman from Camas, Washington. She's getting quite a bit of playing time this season. Another spark off the bench and just depth for this Montana State team. Dylan Phillip pulls it down, goes up with it, off the glass and in, and leading the Big Sky in steals by a long shot. And as you said, Taylor Chirick is one of the good ones. MJ Bruno gets a bucket. Natalie Picton, your starting point guard last year. She's been coming off a bench and having a great impact. Morales driving into the lane. Wild shot goes up, and that one is no good. Hits no part of the rim. Working against Natalie Picton. Shot clock winding down, 3 on it. They got to take a shot. Danny Barch for 3, and she drills it. Danny Barch with range in the early going.
What a great find by Macy Donarski. Shot clock ticking down.
Turnover from Morales. Griz pushing it the other way. Donarski to Bruno. And the finish is good. That's exactly what the Lady Griz wanted for the start of this ballgame.
Montana State has come out in a little bit of a lull in the first quarter the last couple games. That's been a point of concern for Coach Binford, trying to find some offense here.
Active hands for the University of Montana in this first quarter. They get it to Chirick. Morales with a 3, just over 14 points per game coming into this one. The leading scorer on this league-leading Montana State Bobcat basketball team. As Donarski drives into the lane, and that's going to be called a charge.
8th in the nation, Montana State is in turnover margin. They've caused 32 turnovers by Eastern, 32 by Weber.
Koenig once again against Natalie Picton. Gets the screen from Isabella Zingaro, the Iowa State transfer. She's looking for the ball down low. Matt Koenig being very patient with the ball. Swings it over. And we got a 3-point basket. Taylor Chirick works it inside to Ella Johnson. Back to Chirick, one of the better athletes in the entire state. Up and in. No good on that, but she's fouled.
She ranks 9th in the country with 57 steals, which is also the best mark by a freshman at the D1 level.
Yeah, a true freshman from a Class C school in the state of Montana. Averaged 31 points at Roberts as a senior. Also set several records at the Class C state cross-country meet.
Just a great rebound.
Yeah, Zingaro, the Iowa State transfer. 6'4". Montana Grizzlies, Lady Griz put it in. They're up 12-10 yet again.
You just can't say enough about Avery Waddington. I mean, last year she was in high school, a McDonald's All-American Game nominee.
Huge get for the Lady Griz. She had 19 Division I scholarships as Matt Koenig gets the steal to McClimate Paul. Back to Koenig. Phillip to Martin. Back to Morales, and she's not going to hesitate. Esmeralda Morales.
Really nice passing by Montana. Montana State likes to get their hands on about everything, and you really have to pass and catch if you're this Lady Griz team.
Adria Lincoln stop and pop. Shot clock winding down, hits the front iron. Welcome back to Dahlberg Arena. The Montana Lady Griz leading 14-13 after 1.
This has been a pretty evenly matched game and a lot of fun so far. Making shots, 2 turnovers on each side of the ball, but both teams just doing a good job playing hard-nosed basketball.
Yeah, clearly some nerves in the early part of this contest. Shots were going a little long or a little short, but both teams seem to have settled into a rhythm right now as Matt Koenig into the lane, back to Danny Barch, cross court. That's Abby Schubert off the mark on her shot. Morales heading the other way, sets the stage for the Bobcat offense. Hand off to Taylor Chirick. Back out to Taylor Jansen, who's returned to the lineup after starting the season injured as well. Screen for Morales. Her shot from mid-range off with second chance opportunity for Jansen. Taylor Chiric just using that strength to get inside and finish with the left hand.
She's so strong. You always say that sometimes freshmen don't know what they know. She kind of just goes out there and plays relentless on both ends of the court.
Yeah, this is her first game without, well, there's Abby Schubert.
Abby Schubert has been lights out for Montana. 8 points against Idaho, but in double figures against Idaho State and UNC. Inserted into the starting lineup in the last 4 games, she's given them a nice offensive spark.
Quick response the other way from Montana State. We're all knotted up at 17 apiece with 8.5 remaining here in the second quarter. Danny Barch inside. Outside. Schubert to Waddington. Barch all by herself kicks it out to Lincoln. Adria Lincoln knocks it down.
I almost felt like Danny should have gone up with it, but she just felt like Adria was in the corner, and that's a lot of trust for your teammates. You have a 2-foot shot, and she's going to go to Adria Lincoln. Big 3 in the corner.
Yeah, nice shot for the sophomore. Lincoln working against Chiric. Inside to Taylor Jansen in the post. Lefty finish is good as well.
Yeah, Tom, it's good to see Lexi Deaton back out on the court. Obviously been such a huge part of the Montana State program the last few years. Of course, last year played in 6 games, was dominating early to start the season until suffering a season-ending injury.
Big Sky MVP caliber type of year last year when she unfortunately went down, which is really neat to have them in Missoula and able to do that.
As well. All right, back to the action here. Natalie Picton inside to Mara Dykstra. Too easy. Bart's calling for the ball. Gets it at the high post.
A little bit of miscommunication there.
Dykstra hands it off to Picton, checked by Donarski. Morales back to Dykstra. Stops and pops easy from the elbow.
She's got such a nice mid-range jumper, and if you don't get a hand in her face, she will sense that. She can also put the ball on the floor.
Second team All Big Sky performer last year. One-time Big Sky Player of the Week this year. Taylor Chiric driving into the lane, muscles her way in, but that's going to be knocked away. Tyler McClyman called the transfer from Portland State. Most recently at Stephen F. Austin. Graduated with a degree in sports business, now pursuing entertainment management. Montana State back on the board. Macy Donarski working against KJ Martin. Barch to Zingaro, and she finishes lefty.
Just a fantastic read by Danny Barch.
Back to Morales. Inside to Dykstra. Checked by Bruno. Martin fires away, knocks it down.
Just a beautiful shot by Caitlin Martin. I got to get used to it because I'm still saying Lamardo, but she got married to Noah Martin, who's a 2-time Big Sky Conference champion in the high jump. And we got a 3-point shootout going back and forth here.
Gets it to Dylan Phillip. She'll pull up, and she'll knock down the triple as well.
Dylan Phillip catching Montana on their heels. Just a really nice entry-level shot. Dylan Phillip just is looking really good. You know, she sat last year with an ankle injury, but she's had some fantastic games, double figures for this Montana State team. She's just been one of their many weapons. She started the first part of the season, just giving Montana State just another added bit of length on the perimeter.
Taylor Chiric inside. That makes it 33-29 Montana State. The Roberts Rocket getting it done. The true freshman, rather. Now she's working against Matt Koenig, who's back into the lineup.
She's playing without her goggles. She's had to play with those the last couple games due to getting hit in the eye.
And what a feed inside to Avery Waddington. Picton drives against Koenig, throws up the wild lefty shot, and they're going to call a foul. Natalie Picton, she played in all 33 games for Montana State last year with the addition of Esmeralda Morales to this Montana State roster.
We got our Canadian connection between Natalie Picton and Matt Koenig.
Matt Koenig working against the true freshman. Koenig gets past the first level, runs into traffic, kicks it out, finds Avery Waddington, working in the post, no good, kicks it out to Abby Schubert. There's Matt Koenig, got to shoot it, off the front iron, no good. And that will bring us to the end of the first half, with Montana State on top of the Montana Lady Griz.
They obviously was very complimentary of MSU's offensive rebounding, turned that into 9 second-chance points in that first half of the Bobcats. He liked what his team was doing on offense, thought they did a nice job of breaking Montana State's press. Obviously, the Cats were able to get some turnovers out of that, but he liked what they were doing. He said Montana State defensively did a nice job of getting them out of their system, but overall was pretty pleased, just wants to see him clean up a couple of things here in the second half. Tom?
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Yeah, Nate Harris taking over for Brian Holsinger. As we said, he's the acting head coach. A lot of Montana connections. Born in Sydney, raised in Ronan, played at Montana Tech, and now he's leading this Lady Griz program. Shot off the mark from Waddington. Now, what are you hoping to see the start of this second half here, Krista?
Well, I expect this Montana State team to come out and really be aggressive. You saw early a nice look from Lexi Deaton. She's not able to finish. But that's exactly what you want if you're Coach Binford, is to get Esmeralda Morales more active in the offense with how Montana really spread the ball in the first half.
That's Barch's second three-point shot of the game. She hit 100 earlier in the season, climbing up the all-time ranks in this Lady Griz program.
Lexi Deaton that play the high-low post, but they look for those post position down low.
Shooting 92% from the field so far in her short time playing this season after coming back from the injury, but just a solid veteran.
And you'll see Montana State with this 1-2-2 trap. They want to take some time off the clock and make it difficult for Montana.
All alone is Danny Barch inside, and she'll get the finish. Taylor Chirick back to Martin. Taylor Chirick goes inside to Dykstra.
Solid man-to-man defense for Montana, but you can't lose a shooter like Caitlin Martin.
She has 12 rebounds at this stage of the game.
Such an athletic take to the basket, showing her added length. Exactly what you want to see out of a senior.
And they've all bought into Coach Binford's defensive system. McClymonds Call across to Abby Schubert. Pulls up from three. Bounces over the rim, but McClymonds Call gets a rebound. Macy Donarski pulls it down. Pulls up on the shot, but she'll be fouled by Taylor Jansen. Averaged just under 8 points per game last year. It's her starting 67 games for Stephen F. Austin.
Well, she made 101 threes over her junior and senior season as well. She's given Montana really good minutes, almost 19 a game. They're really looking to her for offense. Very
experienced piece for Coach Harris and the Lady Griz. Phillip to Chirick. Back to Natalie Picton.
Seeing some zone defense.
Inside, a little zone defense.
By the Lady Griz.
Gets the loose ball.
They have come out and dominated in third quarter. 23-9 against Eastern Washington. This is when they really pick up the pace. Again, their depth allows them to keep fresh legs and just continue to relentlessly get after it on the defensive end.
Top 10 in the NCAA in both steals and turnover margin, and you can see that bearing out as we watch right now. Off the steal, off the turnover, and there's Dylan Phillip, rather. And Matt Koenig coming back the other way. Matt Koenig, one of the tops in the Big Sky in assists as well. She's really coming to her own as a distributor this season.
If you're Montana, you're in a little bit of a stretch here where you're not making shots. You've got to pick up that defensive pressure.
Yeah, going back to your keys of the game from earlier. Dykstra to Morales. Hit the 2-minute mark of the third quarter here. Foul.
First time to the free throw line in this game.
An 83%. Led the Big Sky Conference in scoring a year ago at Portland State. And it's helpful when you have several true freshmen getting big minutes. Nice feed inside to Avery Waddington.
Nice read. She's a huge part of the Lady Griz winning today.
51-41 Montana State. Morales drives against Waddington.
She makes good decisions of when to take it to the basket, when to pull out. That's a huge part of the offensive success.
Hits her 11th and 12th points of the contest to go along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. 14 turnovers so far for the University of Montana compared to just 5 for Montana State. Schubert from 3, knocks it down from the wing.
I think Montana State wanted to travel on that, but MJ Bruno finding Schubert.
Inbound goes to Dykstra. She's got to get it off, and she does, but it's no good, and that's where we will end the third. 53-44, Bobcats with the lead. They have 2 players in double figures, Esmeralda Morales and Dylan Phillips with 12 points and 11 points apiece, but it's Lady Griz ball to start the fourth quarter. Countering for Montana, Danny Barch with 10 points, 14 rebounds. She's been all over in this contest, not to mention 5 assists as well. Matt Koenig fires away from the top of the arc. No good. Montana State corrals the rebound, heading the other way. Taylor Chirick from distance. Front iron, no good. Matt Koenig hauls in the rebound. She's going to be fouled.
Dylan Phillip has had some nice offense for this Montana State team. For the Lady Griz, it's been fairly spread. Danny Barch, 10 points and not won the rebounding margin. And that could come into play down the stretch.
Yeah, Montana playing a pretty clean game as Dykstra hits from the top of the arc. Again, 13 turnovers seems like a lot, but when Montana State averages 24 forced turnovers per game, they're holding their own against this top-ranked defense. As Waddington drops in another 3 points. Back at Dahlberg Arena, where the University of Montana has cut into Montana State's lead thanks to 5 quick points from Avery Waddington. Make that 7 quick points from Avery Waddington.
Huge defensive play by Tyler. McClimate Call finds Waddington. The energy has shifted inside Dahlberg Arena. We know, Tom, that basketball is a game of momentum shifts.
Foul on the ground. Dykstra going up for a shot, but Waddington picks up the foul.
We're going to see her with the easy basket there, but then spot up 3, just showing her range.
Yeah, and then McClimate Call with that defensive play gets it to Waddington, and that would cut the lead to 5, but it's back to 6 now. Dykstra hits both of her free throws. Just the veteran leadership that she provides. And they turn it into offense. Inside to Waddington again.
Some players are made. They come alive when you have this fan type of atmosphere. You don't know what to expect from a freshman coming into the first rivalry game.
With Taylor Chirick and Addison Harris on the other side. There's Taylor Chirick, as we mentioned, just staying active, staying busy. Inside to Taylor Jansen, up and in for the layup, and it pushes the lead back to 7.
Right there, a turnover for Montana, just timely, leads 2 points for Montana State. They will make you pay. Really good decision by Esmeralda Morales.
It's what they do. 15 turnovers now for Montana. McClimate Call. She's been there, done that in the Big Sky Conference. Chirick fires away, no good, but Mara Dykstra with another offensive rebound. Morales for 3, off again, and Zingaro pulls it in.
Montana State has things to figure out on the offensive end. They've won games by playing solid defense. But again, those are just critical extra possessions that they get.
Yeah, this is Montana State's been outscoring opponents by about 15 points. They came back from 11 on Monday. It's Waddington.
Absolutely amazing from one end of the court to the other. She is feeling it. Montana Lady Griz fans are on their feet.
Cuts the lead to 160-59. Coach Binford just telling her team to kill some clock, and another hands in there for Abby Schubert. They bring it back to the top of the key. Dykstra. They need a brief pause here. Morales goes to Taylor Chirick, runs into a double team down low, into the Morales, and what a heady shot. Applying pressure to the opposing team and forcing turnovers. Montana's played a pretty clean ball game so far, but They're going to call a foul.
Shooting free throws every single time now in the double bonus.
62-59 as Abby Schubert heads to the line. Mara Dykstra, the top of the key, high elbow. Working against the freshman Waddington. Off on her pull-up shot. And Montana a chance to maybe take the lead here with Waddington.
What's special about Waddington is she doesn't need to outlet the ball. So you don't have to worry about that turnover. She's able to handle the ball and take it up the floor.
Foul on the drive. It goes against Morales. And that gives Montana the lead. The crowd is on their feet. The bench is fired up. We're on the edge of our seats here on Media Row.
10-game winning streak on the line for Montana State. Brings a 17-2 record in here. And Montana is going toe-to-toe with this Bobcat team. It's been very impressive. Watching
several of these players grow up before our eyes. Dykstra kicks it out. Dylan Phillip pulls up, knocks in the shot. And that's what Montana State needed. They're back on top by 1. Clutch shot from Dylan Phillip. She has 13 for the ball game. Koenig driving into the lane. A turnover. Steal from Dylan Phillip. Montana State showing why they're the best defensive and best team in the Big Sky Conference through the first 7 games of league play. Dykstra, 4-3. Back iron, no good. Waddington hauls it down. She's got 18. That's a career high. Trailing by 1. Into the lane against Ella Johnson, the defensive dynamo for Montana State. MJ Bruno, back to Matt Koenig, slows it down, pulls it out. Working against Dylan Phillip.
You're Montana. You want to get a good shot.
And they get a wide open look from Avery Waddington, who has 21 points in this ball game, 17 in the fourth quarter.
She is locked in.
Morales back the other way through the defense and hits the clutch layup. And we're tied up again, 66 all, with 1:13 to play here in Missoula. Foul on the note. It looks like Matt Koenig stepped out of bounds.
Turnovers contributing down the stretch, but Montana, you couldn't ask for a better environment, Tom, right now in a rivalry game.
This is truly a special moment for all the players involved and everyone in the building, everyone watching at home. 66-66 with under a minute left. Esmeralda Morales driving baseline, tries to feed it in to Mara Dykstra, but it's a turnover. Montana ball. They push it ahead to Tyler McClymonde call. She'll bring it back out to MJ Bruno. Slowing things down, going to run a set offense here. Matt Koenig, the veteran presence. She's had plenty of big Montana State rivalry ball games in her career. Under 10 seconds. Got to get a shot up. And it's Waddington again. This time she's short. Might be her first miss of the game, but that's going to lead to a timeout for Montana State in her career. Didn't win a whole lot at Portland State, but now she's putting that offensive prowess on display for Montana State, who is first in the Big Sky Conference.
Montana State has to take it the length of the floor.
Under 15 seconds to play in this one. Montana with a bit of a trap as well, trying to not make it easy for Montana State. Morales into the lane. Checked by Waddington. Goes up with the left hand, off on the shot, but she will head to the line. And that's just a veteran move. Goes to work, and she's hit that shot several times.
That's just a tough call, though.
4 for 4 from the line. 4.6 seconds remaining in the ball game. She's got a chance to give Montana State a lead. Off on the first. Her first miss from the charity stripe today.
Esmeralda Morales doesn't miss free throws very often. She shoots almost 84% from the free throw line. Again, in her first rivalry game in a very loud Dahlberg Arena.
Knocks down the second. So that sets the stage for Montana, trailing by 1 to go for the win.
Montana advances the ball on the timeout.
Danny Barch inside to Waddington, all alone, gets the shot up, but good defense from Ella Johnson, the defensive dynamo, and that will do it. Nice look for Montana to close out the game, but Montana State pushes their win streak to 11.